2, and 3. And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined today with the lovely Pyre RL. He is a team member of Nova, and he's just all in all a good person. As I've come and grown to know him over just, chatting over his streams. I mean, yeah, but...
Toxic fire.
Yep, easily toxic. As you know, I just sub for just the bad memes and the BMs. That's
of course.
Nah, but we're here today, guys. I'm here to ask him some questions just to get to know him a little bit better. So you guys who sit here and watch these guys play in tournaments all the time can get a better understanding of these people you see behind the cards. I mean, Pyre known for using the Dominus, but we're not going to start off with his card choice. We're just going to start off all the way in the beginning with the name choice. As you know, at first you weren't always Pyre. Your name started off as CXX Flame, and then you changed it to Pyre. Yeah. And like, what's the backstory behind
that? Basically, a long time ago, I had a friend, and I used to play Command and Conquer with him a lot. His brother played a lot of Command and Conquer as well, and there was this system in the game where you could roll a random name, and one of those names that I rolled was CXX Flame. It was his brother's name. I liked it. It was simple, so I stole it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's an easy way. A lot of people don't know the way I got to my name was through a World of Warcraft name generator. So they do the same thing with them, and I literally only played WoW for maybe like 18 hours. Just got the quick free trial and played, and then I was like, I don't know if I really want to field with this, but I was really determined to pick a good name in case I wanted to stick with the game, and I wanted to have something that started with a D because that's the first letter of my first name, and I ended up finding Dazarin, and it just stuck with me. I used it here, and it clicked. So I can understand how those name generators work. So. You talk about, you play Command and Conquer. I play Command and Conquer 3 a little bit, but we are both here. We're both here to talk about Rocket League. And I want to ask, how exactly did you get into this game?
A long time ago, like around when the games first started coming out, a couple friends of mine played it on Steam, and I'd see the little thing pop up, and I don't know. I saw a sale happen, and it was like $15 or something, and I had good reviews, so I just gave it a try. I bought it for me and my brother, and we played it. And the entire time we were trying it out and playing it, I was like, this is a really good game. I'm really enjoying this. This is fun. So he didn't keep playing it, but I kept playing it for like at least 4 to 5 hours a day. I only played unranked because ranked gave me like anxiety about like ranking up and ranking down or whatever. I got to gold, I think, first season and just stopped. But it was a lot of fun at the beginning.
Yeah, and I feel like as Rocket League themselves, they just announced that they're gonna have their free Steam weekend. That's probably gonna bring in a lot of more players who are still kind of on the fence about the game, and we'll probably see some more views running around here. Soon. That's good.
Well,
I mean,
from an outside perspective, looking in. The game looks kind of silly, like playing soccer with cars, but once you start like actually playing the game, it's tons of fun.
No, and you like the guy to talk to about that. I've been playing since start, and it started off for me. Yeah, it started off for me at the demo, and at first I was like, okay, this game is simple, and it's also really cheap. It's the same price as Rocket League, $20. But I was like 13 at the time. I didn't have the money, so I just downloaded the demo and played with friends at the demo. And it's like that Chronovia YouTube video. Every day after school, I get home and I play. But we never really got into the point where we would even, or maybe if I had played with those guys, I wasn't paying too much attention because I was so young. So it was a missed opportunity, but followed the game up enough to where I had a chance to start to cast it, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. But this isn't about me. This is about you and how successful you've become. You've been playing on a team called Nova alongside with popular streamer Double, Prime Thunder, and Wonder and Had a Brad Day. You guys have a pretty stacked roster. Now that I'm reading it, how did you guys? How did you all come together?
Well, it started between me and Double. Double streamed, or started streaming again. He got his computer back, whatever. Started streaming, and then I started streaming. We both got big at the same time, kind of. So just like being in the same space, like he's an overnight streamer as well. Like we just got to talking because RLCS is like, you know, a couple weeks away. May as well just like see what he's up to. So we decided to do a PRL. We couldn't find a third. Prime just happened to ask Double, so we got him on as a third. We tried it out. We did really well. We played a couple more tournaments and we did really well again. And when we were signing up for RLCS, we decided to pick up Wonder. That was back when six mans were like a really big thing. And I remember Wonder being a pain in the ass to play against. Like he was really good, like surprisingly good. So I asked him and he was down. So we have him on board. And Brad, I know Brad from back in the VVV days. I was on a team with him like a year ago almost, like 8 months ago. Me, him, and Azazel. So yeah, we picked him up as well.
Oh wow! And like I said, pretty stacked roster. I know a few of those names, especially from the early days of my casting. Had a Brad Day, Wonder,
Yeah.
Prime Thunder, and then you just see Double literally every night streaming. So,
Yeah.
a lot of names that you can't miss. But in terms of like your progress as a team, like talk to me about that. How are you guys doing, or how do you think you guys are doing as a team? And kind of like what's that team chemistry about? Like how's that?
Up until RLCS, we were like practicing almost every day and like really progressing as a team. Like our strategy is very offensively based. Like our entire success is on offensive pressure and scoring goals. We're not great at defense. Like Double is basically our anchor, and even then, Double is still not the most comfortable on defense. So I don't know. But after RLCS, we stopped practicing. Like even now, we haven't played for like 3 days, 4 days together. But like we're still, you know, getting what we can done and practicing what we can, and yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I mean, still grinding, still practicing. Like you said, haven't been doing too many things since RLCS, but I mean, if you guys at home just search these guys up on the wikis, you can see that they're still pretty active. The last thing they ended up playing in, I think it was league play for MCS.
MCS on Tuesday, yeah.
Yep, and then before that, played Nexus. They did their invitational, the 2v2, and also you're still registering beyond, so there's still a lot of activity that's being recorded from you guys. So I mean, it's still it's good that you guys are still putting in the work and sticking together and all that.
I mean, RLCS is a great motivator, like above anything else, right? When there's no RLCS, there's no motivation to like play every single day. Like right now, we're still kind of lazy, but we're still getting things done.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, in that specific, like from like my standpoint, you know, I kind of hate to say this, but I feel like for certain teams, there's stuff that, you know, they realize that from them not making RLCS that they could work on. Do you guys think that's the same thing with you and your team, or?
What do you mean exactly?
In terms of like, so you guys didn't qualify for RLCS. Do you guys know in terms of like what happened? Like,
Well, we really didn't show up on the day of. Like the day of RLCS, I think I slept like 4 hours or something the night before. And we just did not perform. I mean, we made it to the like losers semis, but we were supposed to, like, by seeding, we were supposed to make it to the losers finals at least. We got taken out by Spectrum, I think, who I don't believe is a team anymore. But I don't know. I believe next time around, if we like keep practicing, we can make it like potentially into league play. I don't know. Who knows? Because next LCS is like quite a ways away. But I don't know.
No, and I mean to go back off of like just how you guys have been doing. You guys have like I said earlier, you guys have been consistently practicing. Although it hasn't been like every single day, it's still something that is shown, and I think that that'll be something that propels you guys forward, especially since you guys are still together as a team. That shows a lot
Yeah.
going forward. But
Well, I wouldn't allow us to like stagnate to the point of just like being inactive. I think we would disband before that happened,
okay.
honestly.
I'm kind of going all over the place here, so I'm gonna kind of get back on track. But when it's time to play in tournaments, how do you or your team prepare? Or is there like any prep at all?
We try to get on like an hour at least beforehand. I feel like we all play best when we're really warm. So, and even like in comms, just like our chemistry's better when we're like used to each other being in comms for like an hour or so.
All right. So you've already kind of talked to me about how you guys did in RLCS and how you think you're doing today. But in terms of like what you mentioned earlier, how you guys aren't a top team yet, but you're a team that's just under the top. Is that something that motivates you?
I mean, it is. I've been a bubble player for like a long, long time. I've been like trying to find that team. I haven't been on a team for more than like maybe 2, 3 weeks at a time, aside from this team. And I think like for me at least, it's just nice to know that we have a dedicated team and we're gonna like keep trying to bust through the bubble.
I like that term, bust through the bubble. That should be like that bubble team hashtag. No, like seriously though. Speaking of bubble teams, is there any other bubble team that you think we should be looking out for?
Right now a lot of teams are disbanding. I would have said like FID or like back a little while. I thought Relentless was really good. I thought they were like really underrated.
Hmm.
I don't know if they're a team still, but if they are, they're extremely good. Seabass, I feel like, is a player who's really underrated as well. He might be a little like all out of a player, but like I feel if he puts in the time or finds the right team, he could be like top 10 almost easily.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much personally, but that's because I spent all my time casting Gfinities and MLD matches, so I haven't been everywhere to see
Yeah.
everybody. But I do hope that I can see more of him soon. Back to you. What was a key factor that helped you become the player you are today?
Just consistent practice, more or less. Like I said, I've put in like 3 to 5 hours almost every single day for the last like year and a half or something.
Mm.
I've missed maybe like a month worth of days, but I don't know. I never took like a big break or anything like that. I've always been like looking for a team or practicing with a team. I don't know, just working on the next thing that I suck at. Just practice, honestly.
Yeah, and I can relate to that as well because I come like I said I've lurked in your stream for a long time. There are things that you say when your viewers ask you questions that really kind of sticks to me because I consider you one of the closest things to a pro player where you talk about consistencies and playing a lot and then not taking ranked seriously was one of the things you said that really hit
Yeah.
me because I was just like I took ranked matches seriously and it got to the point where it affected me to where I had to get off the game, take a couple of
Yeah.
days break because I was getting tilted, this, that, and the other thing. It was going downhill. But when you said to like play to improve, or
Yeah.
just and, just to like play to have fun because if you're not having fun, then what's the point? Those are things that really really stick with me and they've helped me out a lot because I've been enjoying the game a lot more and I've been improving as well. So
Yeah, well, when you only play to win, you're playing for the end result of one win at the end of the day. When you
mm,
play to get better, you might lose the game you're in, but in the long run, you're going to win matches that you would never even have been close in the first place. And even beyond that, if you're having fun, you're going to do things that you wouldn't normally do, which stretches what you're comfortable doing, right?
yeah,
So then you're able to do new things because, you're having fun, right?
yeah, exactly.
And you're okay with losing at the cost of learning something new.
Yeah. Oh man, how I wish to be like you guys. Moving forward though, you are, I mean, speaking of which, if anyone's here, thank you also for joining us because we are streaming at 1:08 a.m. Chicago time. And usually you are one of the pros who stream during these late night times. Why the nights, and how's your overall experience with streaming?
So I got popular around the time that like second RLCS LAN was happening, I think. And my sleep schedule at the time was like just completely out of whack. Like I was staying up nights basically. So I made my impact and audience overnight. So I kind of inadvertently made myself a night streamer by doing that. I mean, I could go today, I guess, but I honestly feel like way more comfortable just doing this at night. I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah,
But my experience though is like EU people are a lot nicer than NA people in general. Maybe it's because EU is waking up and the only people who can like watch at that time are like older people, I guess.
yeah.
But I don't know. In general, chat is a lot nicer.
It could be that too. I mean, you get those guys, and then you get the night owls like me who are just completely lurking all the time, and you're like, oh, let me see what this guy's doing. Oh, okay, I got to be working 7 in the morning, but you know, it's 2 o'clock. I'll still play some viewer games.
Yeah.
But speaking of you know, more stuff about your channel, like. Absolutely love some of the emotes you have in your channel. You have the one being, it's called Pyre Good, where the words are "that's good," and it's also your sub notification that plays when you get a sub. Like, where did all that come from? Because it's stuff that people even say outside. Like, we'll be sitting casually talking to guys, and I'll hear "that's good." I'm like, I've heard that before.
Well, I'm pretty sure it started outside of me.
Mm.
But I kind of like adopted it by accident. Like it's just one of those things you hear it a lot. You start saying it yourself, and I just started saying it a lot. And when I got partnered, and I asked people what I should make emotes of, one of them was "that's good" because I just was saying it a lot at the time. I don't say it like that much anymore. I think I say something else now, but I don't know. It's kind of stuck around.
Yeah, I mean that's smooth. I mean, what am I saying? That's smooth. That's good. I'm gonna stop beating that dead horse as we move on to some out of Rocket League questions, and this is one that only some people can relate to. But you're one of the few Rocket League pros who watch a ton of anime, and what's it like having, you know, something other than Rocket League that you and other people in the community can relate to?
It's nice, like just you. I don't know, with some of the pros like Espeon or Pluto, or even like Scion, Wild Scion. It's just nice to have something else to talk about besides Rocket League that we're both like super passionate about. It's just like a nice tangent to go on off of.
Okay, now that we've kind of talked about this, what are your top 5 anime?
It's always difficult to nail it down to like a top 5 list. But I think Cowboy Bebop would be my favorite one. It was one of the first ones that I watched, so it's just like, you know, of course it's going to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite one at all. Death Note is incredibly good. Like, it's so close to Cowboy Bebop. Steins Gate after that. I watched Steins Gate with a friend of mine in like 2 days, and it was glorious. Steins Gate is an incredible show. Code Geass, I watched that a little while ago now. It was really good as well. And Samurai Champloo. Prime actually got me to watch Samurai Champloo because it's supposed to be kind of like Cowboy Bebop, yeah. And it was really good as well. It was solid.
Yeah, I've never heard of Steingate and Code Geass, so I have some things I'm gonna look at afterwards. So you can expect me not to get any sleep tonight. But you know, it's not just the anime. You're also kind of like delved into the culture as well, because we know, like, people, even last time you streamed, someone asked you, you know, what's your favorite food? You said it was sushi. I'm going to go even deeper in that and say, what's your favorite kind of sushi?
There's so much good sushi. I can go to a sushi place and just like choose some random thing off the menu and probably like it. My favorites are probably like the classics, like California and Dynamite rolls. Like you can't go wrong. Like there's no place that makes them poorly.
Yeah, I mean that's true. You can. I've literally walked into places and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do the California rolls and the Alaskan rolls and see how those go. I'm like, yep, seems good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just reading the next one. So this is hilarious. So, if the Rocket League pro scene was an anime, what kind of anime character would you be?
I don't even know how to answer that. I still don't understand what that means.
Oh my god! So you like you got to think of this as an anime. So we have like you could think of it as it being an area like we have a map. And then the map is like the different orgs, but the orgs control territories instead of like.
I'm still lost, honestly.
So the orgs control territories. So we have like the Nexus Zone, we have the PRL Zone. I mean, like they work together to like make events happen sometimes. But you guys are like you guys are people who compete in the events. I mean, I don't know. I could go and talk about this for days. I have a vision in my head, and if I had an animator, we could make this happen. But we'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
And just to kind of wrap things up, where do you think the direction of Rocket League esports and the Rocket League community is heading?
I think it's still growing. I think it's still in like the before the prime state of the game. I really don't know like what other big orgs will jump in. I heard talks of like TSM, like the big TSM joining. G2's already in, NRG's already in. I think it'll still grow. Like peak maybe like 5 years, 7 years from now. But who knows how long it'll last.
Yeah, I mean it's a great for me. I think it's a great game. And I think, like, all of us, even, like, at this moment, we're all going to be going places off of this. I think that there's, like, a lot of room to grow. I think it's still early on. And I think as it develops, these are going to be, just some key things that are happening. But, I mean, that's it for now. I know we got Halikon and Ethos in the chat, but not enough to where we could do a quick Q&A session. I love you guys. But we're good. That's going to conclude the interview. Pyre, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for just filling out the questions, taking the time to come on stream, all that stuff. Beforehand, he told me he hasn't used Skype in a year, so we had to dust off the Skype app real quick so we could get him on stream. But yeah, man, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, guys, and this is going to conclude the interview. I am Dazarin. You can catch me on the little Twitter thing under my name at iDazarin. He's Pyre. You can catch him on Twitter. I believe it's at PyreRL, if I am correct. And yeah, that's going to be it for us. And we have some more interviews coming up soon. Can't tell you exactly who yet because we're still kind of finalizing some details, but it's definitely something to be excited on. So you guys, stay tuned for more. And we're going to kick it off to a host. Again, appreciate all of you coming by and have a good night.